Good morning, YouTube. It's your boy Ro, coming at you with the best camera quality on YouTube. Also, the best hairline. I swear that light's making it worse. Um, anyway, I just want to say, I don't know, I'm feeling good. It's 5:14 a.m. I would say that's one of the positive things I have going for me. I wake up very early. I don't think that I need a lot of sleep. Honestly, when I sleep just about 4.5, 5 hours ish, I feel pretty good. So that was the case today. Actually, I was kind of up at 3. I went to sleep a little early last night. I went to sleep at 10 something. It's kind of up at 3 and like 3 something, but still tried to lay there and then got up about an hour ago. Read my Bible, prayed, brushed my teeth, all that stuff. But and I'm here. I'm First of all, I'm happy because I think yesterday went pretty well. Um, Not only for the few friends and family that I confided my YouTube channel to, did I receive a pretty positive reaction, which that's pretty good. There's a Dr. Seuss quote that says, "Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." And I'm happy that those who mattered didn't mind, and not only did they not mind, they encouraged me, and that was really helpful for me because it's a little weird putting stuff like this out on the internet. I think that's one of the powers of a tool like YouTube, where I can just be sitting, you know, at home and just take a video, and then anyone on the internet can just access it. Like I watched the video from my Xbox on my TV, and that was just weird. Like it was weird to just see myself broadcast it like that, the same way I watch any other type of video. Although it was pretty hard to find. Hopefully that will change at some point. But yeah, so once again, I think yesterday went pretty well. I obviously did my first ever YouTube video and posted it. So despite how poorly it went, I believe, but a lot of people were really encouraging in that regard, and a lot of people were telling me, it's good that it was a first step, and I think that's really important to just take a step, even though it's not going to be a quality one, even though you can't make it the perfect one. We can never make it the perfect one. Sometimes the issue that you have with taking a step is the fact that you don't even know how to take that quality step yet. So take the step that you can take, and then you'll learn how to take steps because you just got experience, right? So that's what I'm gaining from this. So aside from the YouTube video, I had a couple other, I would say, positive things happen throughout the day. Just as I spoke about the violin that I had and I showed to you guys yesterday, I played it and that was really good. That was the first time that I practiced in a while. It wasn't easy initially. For anyone who's used to playing the violin, or anyone who's just trying something new that has a little bit of a learning curve, the violin's not like the piano where you can click a button and it's going to just make the perfect, the pitch accurate noise. It's there's so much technique that already goes into just playing the note correctly that makes the standard for entry that much higher. That being said, I have practiced to some degree in the past, and I think that made it easier. So I was pleasantly surprised by how much even just a little bit of practice from months ago, if not like a year ago, actually helped me yesterday. It wasn't perfect by any means. Like I said, it was a little frustrating. There was about a 5 to 10 minute period where I had to sit down and just, clear my head because one of the difficult things about, well, I would call myself a musical person, but anyone who's trying to do something new as an adult, and you've at least seen enough. You don't even have to be an adult, but you're just someone who's seen enough to know what sounds good and what doesn't. That Dunning-Kruger effect, it doesn't take place now. You When you see, like, you hear the violin and you're just not playing it right, as opposed to a child who might not be pitch accurate, so it's fine. They're just excited that they're picking something up and they're playing. Me, I'm excited that I'm picking something up and I'm playing, but I also know how it sounds when you listen to all these amazing people play. You're like, wow, I'm here. Not only that, you see these amazing people play, and they've been playing since they were 5, so they were playing since they were that kid, right? And then you're like, well, I'm in my 20s now, and I'm trying to learn how to play now. And so, that was a little hard, but I take heart in the fact that I didn't give up, because when I did sit down for that 5 to 10 minute period, I thought to myself, like I need to. This is the type of sacrifice. This is the type of feeling, the negative emotion that I need to experience if I want to actually learn how to play this. And I've wanted to learn how to play the violin for so long, by far more than any other instrument. If I could be proficient in one thing, it would be the violin. I love it. It's amazing. It sounds so beautiful when people can play it, and I have so many ideas for different things that I'd even want to do with it. Provided I have the skill level. So that's why I'm trying to work on it now. You know, Tomorrow will always be tomorrow. You have to make it today. So that's why I'm really happy with how the violin went. And so after I sat down, I came back and I played and did more repetitions. I have a book. I think it's like Artistry and Strings or something like that, that I got once again back in high school when I was initially learning. Someone handed me like 4 books, and that was one of them. The other 3 books are actually not really beginner friendly, but this one is, thankfully. So I didn't have to pay for anything initially. So yeah, I'm feeling good in that regard, and I'm really happy because even though that's something small, it's just that little thing that starts to build your resolve, and that's something that I definitely need to work on, building my resolve and uh, overcoming adverse things. And that might not sound like the most difficult thing, being in your home and just trying to play the violin. It seems pretty low stakes. No one's around me listening or anything, but to me, that's a big deal. And I think, once again, that emphasizes the point of this channel is that it's about the small initial things. I don't think we should be so hard on ourselves to be so amazing or so perfect, because we see people how they look in their point B form. We see how perfect their steps look, their steps forward look. And so we need to recognize that, once again, under the iceberg, there was that dedication, there was that failure, there were those tears, there was the overcoming and learning how to overcome. And so we're under the iceberg, but we're gonna lift up. And so also I know that I'm better today because of the practice that I put in yesterday. And I want to try to make it my goal that when, at least for some things, when I pick them up, that is a sign of me like me picking it up means I'm picking it up. It's not something I'm going to drop in 2 seconds. It's not something I'm going to drop later. It's not something I'm just dropping once I get a little bored with it. Um, Once you hit that initial plateau, maybe excitement or whatever it might be. And so I really want to make the violin one of those things that I'm playing going forward. I'm going to try to practice it every day if possible. We'll see how that works when my mom's home. I was actually playing in the laundry room yesterday. I wanted to record it, but in the laundry room, there's kind of a heater, boiler, etc., and it goes off and it's really loud, and I didn't want to bog anyone down, with that type of noise. Would have sounded extremely bad, because not only am I playing and it's all scratchy, but then you're also going to hear in the background. It's like, okay, like I understand that this isn't a really high quality production, but I'm not so clueless that I put something like that out on the internet. So, and it's not, once again, it's not because I was playing poorly. I actually do want to show that I'm playing poorly so that I can show the steps. And then once I'm playing better, you know, people don't only see the point B, but they can go back and see point A, point one, if that makes sense, and so on and so forth. So, yeah. And I would say the second thing, and there were mainly just 2 things in general that I think I did well yesterday, at least from a productivity standpoint. Well, aside from the initial YouTube video, was I started learning Python, or diving back into Python. And I already have programming experience, so it's not too difficult. Like, I understand the fundamentals already. So I was just watching a video on YouTube. I think it's by a guy named Mosh. I forget exactly, but it's like one of those. It's like a 6 hour long something, 6 hour and some change long video where we're going through Python, we're going through the basics and stuff. So I just did about an hour of it yesterday, and that felt pretty good. Um, and doing an hour of a video actually means you're doing longer than an hour because you're playing around with the different syntax and understanding how, especially if you have familiar experience with programming like I do, how their syntax relates to other syntaxes that you might have encountered in the past. And that's what I've been doing. So yeah, so maybe the last like hour and a half to 2 hours yesterday, I was just playing around and coding and actually getting into Python. And so that's nice. Today it's going to go into if statements and conditionals and loops, I'm pretty sure, and stuff like that. And maybe I don't really have much going on for me. Once again, I'm not employed yet, but that's something to coming soon. That's really important and something I need to get to. So hoping that I'll be able to. I'm hoping that I'll be able to finish the video today. That's pretty. That's pretty ambitious, and I'm not trying to set my standards too low, but I'm also not trying to set it too high. Not that that's so crazy. I can do it, but I also kind of want to do things that are repetitive, but if I have the time, I might as well try to do as much as I can. Life is short. There's no reason for me to just stop if I can do more, right? Um, but yeah, I think that went really well. That one wasn't so much adversity thrown into it. I think it was just more of the fact that I continue to be productive rather than just saying, okay, I played the violin for today. I'm done. Um, And I think that's good. I don't know if it was the initial YouTube video or what it was, but yesterday I didn't feel as I didn't feel like I needed to, watch YouTube, at least the more like silly stuff. Like I love PewDiePie, it's pretty funny. But I didn't feel that like I didn't want to watch him as much. Uh, and I also didn't want to like play COD, for example. I didn't want to play that as much. And I think I really felt like I needed to do something productive for the day. And that was one of the first times in a long time where I felt like, oh well, I just don't even want to do that other stuff. I didn't even feel good doing it. I would watch the videos, I would start to play COD, and I would immediately put it down. Like I tried to play COD like 3 to 4 times, almost forcing myself to, and I would just put down a controller. I wouldn't even finish the match. Like I wouldn't be into it. And it's funny because just the day before I was so into it, I was going crazy. Like my KD was going up super high. I feel like I was actually just getting really, really good at it. And now just all interest is gone. So I'm going to take that as a positive sign. Once again, I want to be somebody who's giving rather than somebody who's always consuming. I want to be producing because I think when you force yourself to produce, when you force yourself to give to others, that's how you grow. And that's the optimal way to grow. And it might hurt initially. There's some pain, there's some negativity associated with it, there's some sacrifice associated with it. But is it really sacrifice if it's growing you? Like that's not I feel like that's not so much of a sacrifice. Like I'm not sure that when trees are just to go back to that analogy, I'm not sure that when trees are producing fruit that they're sacrificing fruit. You know what I mean? They grew so that they can produce fruit. And and then I'm sure that not that as far as we know that trees are sentient beings unless they're Ents in Lord of the Rings secretly, but they just can't walk. It's not that, we're sitting there thinking that they know what they're doing, but at least for us, we know that we'll experience some pain. But I think that pain is proportional to the benefits or the joy that you're going to feel from actually producing something. And I can say, even after yesterday, I felt very, very good that I even just played the violin for about 45 minutes in total, something like that, and coded for another hour and a half or 2 hours. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm hoping to get a job soon. I'm hoping to continue to do these videos. Obviously, today I'm hoping to attack the violin and coding. I want to do them earlier. I did postpone the violin and the videos too long, I think. So, and there's really not much for me to do yet because I don't even have a job. And so I think today I'm going to try to attack them earlier. I mean, literally like right after this video type of thing. And then it'll free me up, at least free up my conscience. And I think maybe that's a good goal to strive toward also, you know, freeing up your conscience so that when you go to sleep, you can say, hey, I did what I needed to do for today. I did what I set out to do for today. And since those are things that I want to try to do every single day, um, I think those are things that I just need to try to attack earlier and get a habit of doing that. So yeah, I think those are my plans for the future. I think overall, I'm bigger things. I've mentioned it a few times. I'm looking for a job. Yeah, I think with in regards to the Python, I want to actually get familiar with the Django framework so that I can learn how to build web apps with that. I understand some HTML, CSS, JavaScript, so I also need to get more familiar with those. But in general, that's kind of what I'm looking to do. I have a lot of ideas for even some small little apps that would just help me with my own productivity because I see myself trying to use other software to to effectively have the same type of purpose that I see in the applications that I can build, especially the web applications that I can build. And so I'm hoping to just attack that and go toward that. Um, Overall, maybe grow this channel. I don't know. Whoever's listening. Once again, thank you to anyone who sticks through these videos. This one's a little bit longer than yesterday. I don't want to make them too long and I don't want to drone on, but in lieu of maybe knowing how to edit them and maybe in lieu of cutting things out, this is just how it's going to have to be. So I guess I just need to watch the timing because I don't want to make it super boring. I'm going to try to record myself doing stuff like the violin. Hopefully, I can try to do it today and to see how that goes. I don't think that that would be so much of a fun video for many people, especially the people who I think have watched this to do. But maybe in the future, this is something that type of videos or those type of videos can be something that people who are interested in the violin itself. Although, if you're just interested in me and seeing my own struggles and how I fail and how bad I am, and maybe it'll make you feel better, so you can watch that. But yeah, I think this is really good, and I feel really good having something that kind of staples me to the day, and I think that's what these YouTube videos are. I'm not sure how I'll be able to record coding. I think people do it, so I guess I could try to figure that out, and maybe I can include that and just upload just these raw videos where I'm just trying to do stuff and I'm attempting stuff and I'm failing, and I don't know, just to make things more human. Once again, we're trying to go from point A to point B, but I'm already a little bit further than yesterday, and I don't want to prolong this video any longer. Wow, good words. So once again, thank you to anybody who's made it this far. Thank you to anybody who even just clicked on this video, people who have subscribed. Subscribe. That means so much to me. I really, really do appreciate it. And I feel so good that so many people were encouraging yesterday. So that really made me feel good taking this step. And yeah, once again, I love you all. I'm Ro. I'll see you maybe later today and tomorrow, definitely.